Hi everyone, it's Dakota. Thank you for tuning in. I want to take a quick moment just to thank everyone who sent healing energy, your blessings, your prayers, your love, your thoughts, all of that for those of us here on the eastern coast who just went through Hurricane Dorian. Here on the farm, we had very minimal damage. We lost a part of the back part of our barn. It's a long story. All is well. All is well. Everybody is fine, healthy, and we're fine. All the animals are perfect. We did have tornadoes that went through our community. A lot of people lost their homes. A lot of flooding. Of course, we just flood all the time up north, or a couple hours north, I should say. Terrible flooding. So having those prayers and having people just thinking of us really, really means so much. At least to me personally, it does, and I know to everyone who's going through this, it means a lot. Please still, prayers can still be sent all the time. We always appreciate those, and don't forget the people in the Bahamas. Gosh, I can't even. I get a little choked up thinking about them. I wanted to talk today about the Maiden, Mother, and Crone. Pardon me. And before you click off because you've heard this before, please just stay with me for just a minute. I want to talk about my perspective, of course, on it and what I'm dealing with. So I'm kind of hoping that if you'll just listen to this, you might be willing to leave some comments and just lend your experiences and maybe your ideas, your thoughts on this, whatever it is that you might want to say about this, because I'm just going through this weird phase, and I'm at this weird spot, and I have been for probably about 10 years now. I've actually written some stuff about this in my journal, so I did want to share this, if you will, please. So the Maiden and the Mother and the Crone. Years ago, of course, the Maiden, Mother, and Crone is huge in my practice, in my magic, and my group. We use the Maiden, Mother, Crone often in ritual. Not every ritual, but often in ritual. And so it isn't that I don't respect that or follow Maiden, Mother, Crone path anymore. It's just that my views on it have changed over the years, and I'm going to share that with you in just a minute. How I see the past, my past with my relationship, I should say, in the past with the Maiden, Mother, Crone is this. I always felt like the Maiden, of course, in ancient mythology, etc., the Maiden was, always seen as the virgin, or a virgin, as a virgin, a young, beautiful woman. And I always felt this energy about her that she was just very, just young womanish. I mean, just kind of loving life and experiencing life and doing what young women do, sort of almost that carefree energy. And I love that. I love that energy. And so we would use that energy at times needed for our rituals. And then we have the mother aspect. And I call the mother goddess, and there are a lot of mother goddesses, depending on the pantheon that you follow, if you follow. And Mother Earth. Mother is always in that, Maiden, Mother. So however you see the mother aspect of that, for me, it was now this has always been a little bit different for me personally. Mainly because I do not have, I don't have children. Human children. I don't have human children. I knew at a very young age that I didn't want children. And so I have never born a child. I have animal children. I have my fur babies, and I have my feathered babies. I love all animals. And I am passionate as I think a mother with a human child would be passionate about their babies. They're our babies, and we love them and we nurture them and we care for them. But I never birthed a child. So the mother aspect, it took on a little bit different flavor for me, but I was still able to, like, I still get it, you know, like I still understand it. Obviously, I've known women that got pregnant, and I got to experience a whole pregnancy with them, and newborns and all of that, and I get it. You know, I mean, I don't get it in the sense that I've had one and got to experience it, but I get it. So, but it was a little bit, you know, it's a little bit different for me, the mother aspect for me, because I never experienced it. Just want to make sure that's clear. And then we have the Crone, and that was always a little odd for me. It was a little difficult for me to incorporate the Crone aspect into ritual. And, you know, if you look through books or whatever, they always seem to show the Crone as the older woman, the older person, the older woman. And, so we have that. Okay, so, but I still respected it, and I still embraced it, and I still would try to bring that energy into our circle. But over the years, I've gotten more and more, I don't know what it is. This is what I'm asking, you know, for your reflections as well on this. So over the years, well, now we call it modern witchcraft. Obviously, because it's modern times. But so a lot of our maidens are the young women that we know today. A lot of our maidens are first of all, they're not virgins anymore. And so does that change that? Does it change the aspect of the maiden energy? That's one thing. Then we have the mother part. And for me, what gets me about that is, so I'm actually looking at ages. So I want to know, when does the age of a maiden start? I hope this is not, you know, TMI for some of you that are watching, but does a woman become a maiden when she starts her period? Because some young girls, they're starting as young as 10 now, and I think that has to do with, pardon me, my foot's asleep. I'm sitting in lotus, kills me. But I mean, do they start at, you know, like at 10 years old? Women are starting to, young girls are starting to have menstrual cycles. And some girls don't start until they're 13, 14. So, like, are they a maiden then, or they're not a maiden? And when does that stop? When do they stop being a maiden and being a mother? When they get pregnant and have a child? Because here's the thing. Although, I mean, we know that there are young girls as young as 13 that have babies. And, yeah, they are a mother. But do they fall into the category of mother when we're talking about maiden mother? So then, you know, is it 14? Is it 13? What about the women that now women are having children in their 30s because they want to have a life. They want to get their career started. They want to be financially stable, so that they don't have to worry about that stress when they have a child. So then, are they 30? Then is that when maiden starts? I'm sorry, when mother starts? What about the women who are infertile? What about the women that can't have children? I mean, they can't have children, but they want to have children. but they can't actually, have a child. What about them? I mean, do we skip that mother category and they just go straight from Maiden to Crone? And then you have the people like me who I never wanted to have a child. However, I consider my animals my babies, my children, but I know so many people who say that's different. That's different. You didn't experience childbirth. This is true. I didn't. But I still have the same nurturing aspects about me. When my animals get sick, they go to the vet. If they're hurt, I tend to them. They're always fed. That's why they're kind of roly-poly, if you want to know. They get treated. They're spoiled rotten. They are rotten. So same that we would do for a child. I care for them. I stayed from the hurricane. I have stayed through every hurricane because I have horses. We rephrase that. I'm down to one horse now because I lost my horse 2 years ago, and I still say horses. But I have my horse out in the field. I'm not leaving my horse. Oh, well, you could trailer him and take him with you. Oh, that sounds really easy, but it's not that easy. Where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? I'm staying here because I have a horse. And granted, I can't take care of the horse during the hurricane. When the hurricane's here, I'm going to be sheltered. I'm going to try to be safe, because if I'm not safe, then I can't take care of my babies. I can't take care of the animals if I'm not safe. So I stay safe first. When the hurricane is over, then I can go tend to my horse that's out in the field. If I am going, leave your horse there, he's fine, he'll eat grass. Yeah, he will. He will. I may not be able to get home like Hurricane Florence. People left. They evacuated. They left. I know some people that weren't able to get back for over 2 weeks. I mean, it was like some people didn't even get back for a month. They didn't have homes to come back to. The roads were all washed out and everything. I would die not being able to get home to my animals. So I stayed for my horse. So, you can say what you want, like it's not the same because you don't have children. I'm here to tell you, I stayed because my horse was here, and I have to make sure when the danger is gone, the hurricane is gone, that I can get out there and make sure that he's safe, that he's not injured, feed him, and all of that stuff. So for me, it is very much the same. It's very much, I'm very much a mother in that respect. But I never wanted human children. Okay, so do I skip then? Do I skip Maiden into Crone? All right, so now let's look at Crone. Well, when does that start? At what age does Crone start? Well, Crone, does it start when your child goes off to college? Does it start at age 40, at age 50, at age 60, 70, 80? When does it start? I've heard and read when you become wise. What? That's crazy. What does that mean, when you become wise? I know some people who think they're wise, who are older than me, and they are not wise. Do they have knowledge? Sure, they have knowledge. And so if you have this knowledge, are you wise? I see wisdom differently than just knowledge. But I'm just, and I know people personally, I know them personally, who are much younger than I am, who I consider not just knowledgeable, very wise. They have this wisdom. I would love to crawl in to their wisdom. They're very, very wise individuals, but they're not Crones. I mean, are they? So they're young. There's no age. When do you become that? When you become an elder? When do you become an elder? You know, so I really am, and if we technically, if we just went by age-wise, or uh, when you hit menopause is when you're a crone or premenopausal. What about the women who have had a medical condition where they have had to have a hysterectomy long before they should have ever had to have experienced going through menopause? Yeah, like in your 30s. So you go, you have a hysterectomy because you have no choice. And well, early menopause. So am I a crone then? Because yeah, I'm one. I had a hysterectomy years ago, and does that mean? And it was in the 90s, late 90s, 98, I think it was. So I'm wiser now. I am wiser now than I was then. But by having that hysterectomy, did that mean, oh, boom, all of a sudden I'm wise? I mean, I just don't get that. I mean, I just don't get that part. And so, and I feel, other than my aches and pains and all the silver glitter that's in my little buzz cut hair here, yeah, I got all this silver stuff. And but other than that, like, I can't move very fast. I mean, I couldn't jump out of this chair if something was chasing me, that's for sure. I'm slow on the get-go, for real. But in my head, I'm still Maiden. I'm still Maiden. I'm still very spontaneous. I'm still the wild child. I am. I'm still that wild child. And I think a lot of us are. I think that you can be 70 and 80 and still be a wild child and not feel any kind of crone aspect whatsoever. I think it was last month. Well, y'all know, I think, from one of the videos I did, and if you don't, I went skydiving in June. I went skydiving for the first time, and it was amazing. It was great. It was just a thing, I just went and I did it. And then like a month later, I see this woman who's 100 years old. I mean, I think they wheelchaired her out there, and she skydived at 100. So, like, we could say, oh, well, she was a crone. Well, was she? Because I don't know. Like, just because she's 100 years old, does that make her a crone? What is a crone? It's wisdom and knowledge. I'm wise, streetwise. I'm pretty wise. I have some intuitive and some psychic powers, just like y'all have some intuitive and psychic powers. Doesn't make you a crone. I've read this book and this book and this book. I'm a crone. No, it doesn't. You might have read those books. Well, I read this book, this book, this book. So I just am curious, where's the cutoff, and where's the start date, and where's the cutoff? And is it just how you see yourself? Or is it even about us? The Maiden Mother Crone. Is it even about us and our stages? Because I see the Maiden Mother Crone as very sacred. It's those are the aspects that I use in ritual or in my magic, maybe, perhaps. Maybe I want to call on crone energy to help me with this, to gain more wisdom, or whatever the crone has. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. And so I just, thoughts, comments. I would like to hear how you feel about that. Am I completely in the dark with this? Am I the only one that feels this way? Am I lost in the sauce? I don't know. So all I know is, and like I said, am I misinterpreting it? That it's specific to goddess and goddess energy? Because I don't think so. Because I know I have attended I've attended a rite of passage. A rite of passage. I have attended those from Maiden to the, and I just let it, I went to them, but I never really fully got it. And it was a few years ago, someone mentioned to me, aren't you about ready to do a Crone rites of passage? I really, truly, I don't get offended by many things. And I really wasn't offended by that, except for the fact that I thought, why are you saying that? Like, I must look really old. I mean, I must look old, or am I acting old, or whatever? I just don't know. And I'm going to end the video now. And I really, really hope that you will comment with your thoughts on it, your ideas, and, subscribe. I want more subscribers. So subscribe. Let's network. Let's talk. And I don't want any arguing, any my way is the right way. I just want everybody's views are important. Everybody's ideas are important. And right now I'm like right here on this. Yes, absolutely. Maiden Mother Crone. Maiden Mother Crone? I don't know. I don't know where that fits in my life. So, and does it need to? I mean, does it need to? I don't know. So, comment, subscribe, if you will, share, tell others. Yeah. So that's it. I'm going to see you next week, hopefully next Monday. Bye, everyone. Thanks again for the well wishes. I do appreciate it. And see you next Monday. Bye.